Good day and thank you for watching. If you are a tenant in California and something in your rental unit is broken, unsafe, or affecting your ability to live there, there is one concept you need to understand. Because not every repair is optional. Some are required by law. Let's start with the basics. That concept is habitability. In California, landlords have a legal obligation to provide and maintain a habitable living space. That means the property must meet certain minimum standards for health and safety. Now here's the key. Habitability is not about perfection. It's about whether the unit is safe and livable. Let's talk about what that includes. Working plumbing, hot and cold water, safe electrical systems, heating, a structurally sound building, protection from the elements, and in many cases, a unit that is free from serious pest infestations. These are not optional features, they are basic requirements. Now here's where many tenants make a mistake. They assume that if something is broken, the landlord will automatically fix it. But the law requires more than just a problem. It requires notice. You must inform the landlord of the issue, and you should do that in writing. Because without notice, it becomes harder to show that the landlord was aware of the problem. Now let's talk about timing. Once the landlord is notified, they must make repairs within a reasonable time. What is reasonable depends on the situation. A lack of heat in winter may require immediate attention, but delays without action can become a legal issue. Now let's talk about what happens if repairs are not made. In some situations, tenants may have options. These can include requesting repairs again, contacting local housing authorities, or in certain circumstances, taking specific legal steps. But here's the key. These actions must be handled carefully because taking the wrong step can create new problems. Now let's address another important point. Documentation. If you are dealing with habitability issues, you need to keep records, photos of the condition, copies of written notices, dates of communication, any responses from the landlord. Because if there is a dispute, those records will matter. Now let's talk about rent. Some tenants believe that if repairs are not made, they can simply stop paying rent. But this is an area where caution is critical. There are legal rules about how and when rent may be withheld. And if those rules are not followed, it can lead to eviction. So this is not a step to take without understanding the requirements. Now let's discuss another issue, retaliation. If you report habitability problems or request repairs, the landlord cannot take adverse action against you because of that. For example, raising rent or attempting eviction in response to your complaint may raise legal concerns. But again, timing and documentation are important. Now let's talk about inspections. In some cases, local agencies may inspect the property. They may identify violations and require the landlord to make repairs. This can create additional documentation of the issue. Now let's address a common misunderstanding. Not every inconvenience is a habitability issue. Cosmetic problems or minor issues may not rise to the level required by law. The focus is on health and safety. Now let's talk about communication. When dealing with repair issues, keep your communication clear and professional. State the problem. Request the repair. Keep a record. Avoid emotional language. Because clear communication is more effective and more useful if the situation escalates. Now let's discuss strategy. If you are facing ongoing habitability issues, the goal is to build a clear record. What is the problem? When was it reported? What response was given? What has been done or not done? Because if further action is needed, that record will support your position. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Habitability is a fundamental part of tenant law. It ensures that rental housing meets basic standards, but those standards must be enforced through proper steps. Understanding those steps is critical to your success as a tenant in California. Finally, let's talk about expectations. Not every issue will be resolved immediately, but consistent communication, proper documentation, and understanding your rights can help move the process forward. In conclusion, habitability in California means that landlords must provide and maintain safe and livable housing. If problems arise, you must notify the landlord, document the issue, and understand your options. Because protecting your living conditions requires both knowledge and action. If you're dealing with serious repair issues or unsafe conditions, don't guess your next step. Call us at 888-888-6582. I'm Vince Davis, and we are all in this together.